From the studio of WTAP Plus, you're watching Women of the MLV with host Phyllis Smith.
Hello, everyone. Like the voice said, this is Phyllis Smith, and today my guest is Stacy Hauser. You have seen her on Movement Monday. She's a familiar face, and she is the founder of Temple Challenge. Stacy, hello. How are you?
Thanks for having me on the podcast today.
Yes, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. I've had it over on the empty. There we go. There's Stacy.
There we go.
There she is, Miss America.
Thanks for having me today. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for coming. So I know we've been chatting a little bit beforehand. So if people somehow have missed you on Daybreak over the last couple years helping with movement, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, I oversee a program in the Mid-Ohio Valley called the Temple Challenge, and it's a high-intensity workout. It's at the Cannon Clark Wellness Center is where the main hub is. There's also a low impact class over at Emmanuel Baptist Church, and fitness is something that I really have a passion for, and it's something that I truly want to help people with. It's something that in our county, in our MOV, I think it's really worked since 2014, and it's been a blast to be a part of it.
Yes, and so do you have a favorite kind of movement?
Yeah, I mean, any kind of movement is medicine in my mind. So walking is it's something that a lot of people can do. So just walking a couple of days a week is highly beneficial. But I even have an aqua class now, like an aqua class. So having it in the pool, it's less on your bones, it's less weight bearing. So that's fun. It's a whole different group of people in there. And the people of the Mid-Ohio Valley, I think if you offer things like this, they're looking for something not just for fitness, but also to be a part of. And it's great for social hour is what I called it. So you could also be social during this time.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times people, that's like, if they are going to be motivated to exercise, it's because they're with other people.
Yeah, it's like a friend group type of thing. It's like instead of going to the bar or somewhere, we're going to go to the fitness class.
Yes,
and that way we could, we could be social there, and at the same time we could be active. So it's awesome to be a part of it, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve the Mid-Ohio Valley.
It's a lot more productive than going to the bar.
Exactly, you get a lot more out of it.
Yes.
A lot more out of it over time, for sure.
And so you went to University of Maryland?
Yes. Yeah. So I went to University of Maryland. I actually went to Parkersburg South. I went there. I know you
went
Patriots.
To PHS. I know, we got some rivalry
we got a little rivalry here.
Yeah.
I went to South, and it seems like yesterday, but it was like 20 years ago, I think, or close to it, 2006. Mm-hmm. And then went to University of Maryland, where, you get some learning in little exercise science, sports science. And then my goal was to actually go back to Maryland. I loved it there. I still do. Huge Maryland sports fan. And I ended up going to grad school at Ohio University, where then in 2014 I started Temple Challenge, and here we are today on the nice podcast here with you.
Now did you do sports at South?
Yes, I did. I did basketball. We actually won the first state championship there for girls basketball in 2006, and now I'm one of the assistant coaches for the girls, and we had a great year. We're a very young team, and we made it to the state championship versus the other school. What's it called?
Yeah, I don't know who they are. Yeah.
PHS. So it was good fun for both of us to be there, and congratulations to PHS for
quite
winning.
A game.
It was.
I can't imagine. Like the sports guys were like, "Yeah, PHS and South are going head to head," and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
And the crowd was great. And,
I can just imagine.
All the people in the arena. I don't know who was left in Parkersburg other than you because you had to be here on the news. But
right.
Other than that, I think half the Parkersburg was there to watch it, and it's great to support women's basketball, sports in general. But both teams being there was great.
Yes. Have you been the assistant coach for long?
Well, I was the assistant coach for a long time when I was in grad school and a little after that. And I became an assistant coach at OVU at the time with my friend Kim Stevens, who is now the head coach at
Kim Caldwell.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so she's Kim Stevens at the time. And we were assistants together at OVU. And then I started Temple, and she went to Glenville, and we kind of split our ways there. But so I was assistant, and then I had to stop a little bit because how busy I was with Temple Challenge. And this past season, he asked me to come back, and I don't say no to many people, especially for an opportunity like that. So I'm glad to be back and glad to help young kids of Parkersburg South and whomever else it might be.
Yes, and you also know a lot about nutrition.
Yeah.
Would you say that's like half the battle, like trying to get healthy?
More than half the battle. Movement is something, but if you're not closing the refrigerator door enough, or you're not eating healthy, or you're making bad health choices, you can't really outwork a bad diet. So some people will come and say, oh, I've ate horrible, I'm going to work out for the hour. You can't really look at it like that. We have to have a healthy relationship with nutrition and with movement. Because think about it. Did you play sports when you were younger?
I was a Red Wing. Does that?
Oh, that
I
counts.
kicked
That
my
counts.
legs around. Does that?
That counts. So think about in sports or in Red Wings, if you did something wrong, what is usually the punishment for, say the game before you guys lost, or in Red Wings you guys aren't listening? What's usually the punishment?
One girl accidentally she kicked her leg one way, and we literally kabanged,
Hit each other?
Yeah, it was, oh my gosh.
So if you guys mess up, usually the punishment for
Physical pain.
usually in basketball, for example, it's you're running.
Uh-huh.
So we look at exercise as a negative punishment, right? So when you're younger, you look at this as a punishment, and so when you get older, you're like, why would I do this punishment to me now? It's something I don't want to go out and run because it's a punishment. Yeah. So the way we've developed this thought about exercise is we have to try to change that in people. Same with eating; it has to be something that's like a healthy way. Not that you have to stay away from the cookies every day. Maybe you could eat a cookie today and not tomorrow. It's all about creating the balance of movement and also diet.
It seems like a tricky balance.
Yeah, it definitely is. But you got to think how food makes you feel. Thanksgiving, if you eat too much, how does that make you feel?
Pass out, on the couch.
Pass out, exhausted. And same if you're hungry. You get hangry, you get irritable, you're mean to people. So we have to eat in a way that makes us feel full, but not too full, because it makes us feel horrible. Think about your day. Is your day demanding? Are you on your feet a lot? Are you burning a lot of energy? And if you are, you need to feed your way within that. So if not, then we got to make sure we got to just develop a plan that works for us that's not so high food driven.
Do you recommend meal prepping? Is that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're a busy person, if you have kids and you're all out and you're have games all the time or practices, are you going to want to just come home and make a meal? No, you're going to most likely just eat what's available, and that's probably fast food, or that's whatever's convenient. So if you meal prep and you have that available, then it's, I already have it ready for the family or myself, and I can just eat it. I have some people that, they want to eat healthy, but they say my family's not going to do that. So now they're blaming their family for that, which is totally okay. But you got to remember, you matter as well. So you got to feed yourself in a way that is going to work for you and whatever your goals might be too.
Absolutely. And I was kind of thinking, sometimes, you're too tired to work out, but I've kind of found that sometimes you got to give some energy to get some energy.
Yeah. The hardest, if you have to go to the gym, but if you go to the gym, usually the heaviest weight in the gym is the front door. So if you can get through the front door, once you're through there, it becomes a little easier. So yes, when you're tired, especially if you worked all day and you're stressed, then the best thing you can do is work out. I've had people come to me and say, I'm so busy, I don't have time. I'm so stressed, I don't have time. Those are the exact reasons why you should work out. It helps with stress. If you're busy, it's going to help you with all that stress. And it's going to help your cortisol levels go down as well too. Are there any parts of the body that you think that people maybe should focus on, that sometimes they ignore? Are there any problem areas that you see that you wish people would focus on? I think flexibility and balance are two huge things that people miss and don't work on. They jump right into the workout. They're focused on cardio, or they're focused on strength training, or it's something similar to that, and they forget about working on their flexibility. With over time, we all age, we can't stop that. But balance, different exercises, they could be as simple as just standing on one foot, at a weight, reaching down to your foot. Those, or anything with yoga or Pilates, that kind of stuff, they're highly important. And I will say, as a young athlete, I did not focus on those things, but now I do. And because they're not only they help you become better with your balance, better with your flexibility, but it helps you age with time. You want fitness to be something that helps you. I'm not looking for people to go out and run a marathon every day, but I am looking for people that are able to go upstairs when they're in their 50s and 60s, people that are able to play with their grandkids when they're in their 50s and 60s. That counts as getting up and down off the floor. Those are little things that we don't think about, but doing things with flexibility and balance will help with those. Yeah, sometimes I feel like people maybe are just I need to get a beach body or something. Yeah. And it's maybe, think about it as, somebody told me that your body's like a car, Sure. And, the pistons are going to start to go and everything's going to start to go. So the more, you take care of it, the better it'll run. Yeah, absolutely. And think about it yourself when you're in your 30s or your 40s. yourself, and when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, are going to thank you for what you did then. I know one reason I got into fitness, I would go visit my grandma when I was home for the summer, and over time, my people would buy her things that would help her in life, like a chair that would help her stand up. And then from there, from her not using those muscles, from her being able to get up and down off a chair, she couldn't do it without the help of that. Because once you don't use it, you lose it. So making sure we continue to do movement if we're capable of doing so. And same with eating, making sure you're filling yourself with complex carbs and proteins and healthy fats, and seeing a difference in when you eat healthy versus not. Just know that feeling. And try not to want to feel like sluggish, those type of things.
Yes. So founding Temple Challenge, was that intimidating at all?
You know, I was not someone who was in the business or marketing. So that was, I literally was in a room one day over time. I guess I would come in there and I would sit and think, I want to start something. I'm not sure what it is. And how can I come up with a name for the program? And I thought, in the Bible, it says your body is a temple. So we're going to challenge that temple. And so that's where we came up with the name. Funny stories. I have some people that would come on their lunch break before COVID, and they would come and they would just tell people I'm going to the temple. Well, people out there they're like, this person goes to church every day, like synagogue. And so that's a funny story for you. But yeah, so I didn't have a lot of background in marketing or business. I had to surround myself with people that did, and knowing that I'm not always the best in everything, and we have to learn from people that who already been there, and learning those, it's still a learning curve every day, and it's great to learn, and I'm always here for it. I think if you keep learning, you keep growing, and even though you're aging, you stay young that way. So learning from different people around town or anywhere is always great too.
Do you have a staff, or is it just you?
I have different trainers. Yes, I have different trainers that help me lead all these classes throughout the Mid-Ohio Valley or wherever they might be. And Temple would not be what it is without it. They help me keep, again, business is not my forte. I just want to be the trainer. So I have people that do my marketing for me. I have people that do all sorts of websites. They go to events for me. So they're great. They are the backbone of Temple Challenge for sure.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a temple and an empire.
Yeah, Temple Empire. Put it all together. That's right. Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. I've met these people over time, and they're willing to help because they believe in the program. And that's a beautiful thing when you create something that people believe in, and it's something people look forward to. They look forward to going to Temple Challenge because it's like a family. It's, if you're a part of anything, it's something that you've created part of your life, and it's really fun to be a part of.
So you've always liked fitness?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fitness I've looked at it in different ways and different lights. I know, like I said, whenever you're younger, you're playing sports, which I did my whole life. Exercise was the punishment. So I felt like it was something we had to do. But when I got to college, when I didn't play basketball anymore at Maryland, I was like, what am I going to fill this void with? And I hung out, like I said, instead of the bar, I hung out in the gym. When I would stay in apartments, I had gyms in all of my apartments, and I would be down there at midnight, 1, 2, 3. And that's where I met all my friends. So it's just something that we've created. Like anything else, you create a family or you get friends from those areas, and then you start hanging out together there.
Yeah. Okay, I would love to know your thoughts on CrossFit. What do you think of CrossFit?
I think of all different programs, I do not do CrossFit, but if it works for you, then it works. I think it's hard on your body. What they say, the average age of a CrossFitter is 24. So it's young. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's young because it is hard on your body, but it's an excellent workout, and people that do it are super fit, and kudos to them for doing it. It's not that I won't ever do it, but I'm a supporter of high intensity training, which CrossFit is kind of high intensity for sure. But just be careful if you're doing anything. Same if you did my class, I'd want you to watch your form and just be careful whenever you're doing CrossFit. It's just a mixture of like gymnastics and some high lifting. Have you done it?
I have never tried it, but I did TRX once.
Yeah, TRX is awesome.
I couldn't walk after. My knees literally were giving out after I did TRX one time, because it was like, I can't believe that just like a little strap like that can exact so much revenge.
There was a guy in the military that created that because whenever he was over
for punishment.
For punishment. Yeah. Think about it. That little band is something that you can do core, upper body, and lower body, all things on. Just that band. And what is the weight is your body.
Yeah, nothing else. Like nothing else.
Nothing else.
It's kind of like Pilates a little like, but
Sure.
in the air.
Have you ever used the
kinda?
reformers?
What are
Like the Pilates reformers, the machines that you can get on?
Oh, I've seen them. Yeah.
Yeah, those are tough
look
too.
Crazy.
Just like
Yeah.
CrossFit, I've never done Pilates, but they're both great workouts too. I recommend people doing what works best for them, and again,
Right.
creating a community in that area, whether it's CrossFit, Pilates, yoga, Temple Challenge, or whatever class there might be. F45. There's so many.
Yes.
Orange Theory.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many commercial.
What's Orange Theory?
Orange
Never
Theory.
Heard of that.
You haven't heard it?
No.
It's a big commercial like program too, where you would have to be. There'd be a treadmill. There'd be a rower. There'd be like a weight area, and they would rotate you through it.
Oh.
So they would have you do something on the treadmill, then something on the rower, and then something on the floor with the weights. It's a big time class, especially in the South and all those places too. So whatever works for you, I highly recommend. There's also like Zumba.
Yeah.
I'm
can't
not a
forget
Zumba
about
person
Zumba.
either,
Yeah.
but it's great for the people that do it. Or the what is it with the physio balls? Pound.
The cardio drumming.
Cardio
Oh,
drumming
yeah.
and pound.
Yeah.
That's not for me either,
feel like
but
you
it
get-
works. It works for people and they love it. And kudos for them. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like you got to get kind of creative sometimes when you.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
to
Like those
movement.
ones, and same with Pilates, are phenomenal. In my mind, they're highly girly. I'm just not that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love it for people, but it's not that I would never try it. I'm not going to knock any of them, but I love many instructors in our area that do all those stuff, and I'm willing to work with any of them as long as people are doing something. It's awesome.
So I'm curious, what kind of do you like to run? Or,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Love to
You're a
run.
runner.
I
You got a
love
runner
to
here.
lift weights, but I like to do it in like a high intensity way, where I would, for example, a Tabata. 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of something, whether that's a burpee or running. I like let's use summer or spring, I would have a playlist. On the playlist, it may be a normal song, so that means I'll just jog. And then we'll come on a timer that's talking to me, and it'll say for 40 seconds, we're going to go fast, and then 20 seconds, we'll go slower. I love that kind of stuff. That's like high intensity. And then you do that for 2 to 3, 4 miles. And it makes that go so fast, especially for people. I'm sure you love running, right?
I am more of a speed walker.
Speed walker. So you
Yeah.
can do the same thing with speed walking. Again, I know what I like and I enjoy. I'm willing to try all things, so I'm not gonna knock anything. But I love lifting weights, split body, whatever it might be. TRX, I love that as well too. But so many things work, but key is diet. If you want to, whether that's gain muscle or lose weight, both ways you gotta make sure your diet is what's meeting your goals.
So with Temple, is it like a group class?
Yeah, it's a group class,
Okay.
and it is. Let's use the wellness center for example. There's weights. There's already mats provided. It's like church. People come in and they stand in a certain area. And if you stand in that person's
In their
area,
pew, yeah.
in the pew, you're like, oh my gosh, that person took my spot, right?
Yeah.
Because you're there every time. And some people come twice a week. Some come 3. Some come 4. Some 5. Some 6. And again, we create a relationship because they're there all the time. But it's something that we may do some Tabatas where they're a mixture of cardio or their weights. People say usually my dreams are their nightmares. So I dream these stuff up and then make them do it. But it's all in love. I always tell people it's you may think it's hate, but it's definitely done in love. There's no hate here.
And do you lead the classes or
Yeah,
different people?
I lead the one here in Parkersburg, but I have other instructors that lead them, whether it's in Work County or wherever it might be.
Yeah, you're like all across the state.
Train the
you're saying?
trainers, baby. Yeah, train the
Wow.
trainers. So they have to. It's something that they'll come to my classes, and then we train them to lead other classes in different areas. But it's cool. It's cool to see some areas in West Virginia don't have one gym. So we take a class there and we put it in their church or their high school. And there is an opportunity that people can get involved in fitness without having to drive 30 minutes or 40 minutes or 50 minutes or an hour. So that's awesome. I think it's a great opportunity to have that in areas, rural areas like that.
And you do it online too?
Yeah,
I bet
there's
during
video. You have to meet
COVID.
people where they are, not where you want them to be.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, in 2018, I started the online program. Luckily, I already had that in stance
place,
before COVID. Yeah, but I train people too virtually. Some people don't live here that I train. I do also a new class called Hot Flashes to Hot Fit. That is, you could guess what that's for. It's for women over 40, and that is all done virtually. I create plans for women. For them to not only their diet but also for their fitness plan too from their house.
Oh, so it's like kind of different because like
we throw a lot of balance stuff in there. I throw a lot of mobility exercises for them, a lot of breathing exercises for them as well too. Every person's different. Some women maybe they just want to sleep better, feel better. Some may want to lose weight. Some may want to just do it because they don't have another thing going on in their life. Fitness is also used as a tool, as something there. Like say if you go through divorce, you got to fill that void with something. Say your kids go to school go off to college, and now that's all you've ever known for 18 years. So now what am I going to do with my time? I'm going to try to join a fitness program. And that's awesome. I think Temple Challenge can be a void filler for a lot of people. And I just want to help people. I mean, that's the ultimate answer for everything that I had to say.
Is there anyone that went through like your program that has been particularly inspiring, or anybody that you've seen kind of transform?
It's endless. I mean, I don't even have enough time today to tell you all the stories. There's men's, women, there's kids that go with them. But some stories that I could tell you is like one lady, she was with me. She'd come 3 to 4 days a week, and she did lose a significant amount of weight. And because of it, she found a lump in her neck. And the lump in the neck was cancerous, but she never would have found it if she didn't lose the weight. She's now cancer-free. She never would have found that. I had one lady come to me and say that she could never run a mile, and now she's literally running half marathons. And so it's awesome to see people say, I can never do that, and see them do that because they did it. You can kind of control, if you're able to, you can control this. So it's something that's control the controllables is what am I saying. And so you can kind of control what you're doing with your health so much. So I control tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to go out and run 2 miles, or I'm going to go to a CrossFit class or a Temple Challenge or Pilates. You control that. So that's something that if you want control of something in your life, that's something you can control.
Do you have any recommendations for sometimes when I have worked out, I've gotten so sore that I've been discouraged. Do you have any like tips for soreness?
Couple things. One, when you start a program, don't stop. Because unless it's something that you have to because of a vacation or that. But when you stop and go a lot, that's when your muscles are just not ever recovering. That's one. Two is some people work out too much and they don't let their body recover. And recovery is part of the process. So you have to remember that. Remembering recovery is part of the process. And next thing is, like the TRX, for example, just do is like light. Don't be like doing the hardest thing crazy. Don't feel like, I'm young, I can do this. So just go lightly into it. Drink a lot of water. It helps with that. And movement does help with blood flow. Blood flow creates healing. So you got to remember next day when you're sore, just don't lay down the all day, like, because you're so sore. You got to get up and move a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're in one of those pound classes or whatever it may be, and you're like, my arms are so sore, just don't sit there all day like this.
Oh, okay.
Get the arms moving,
move it a little more.
and then get blood flow, which could help as well.
I'll remember that next time.
Yeah, but remember, don't quit.
I go too hard. Yeah.
Don't
stop.
Just keep going through it.
Stop.
Yeah, don't stop.
What would you? Okay, so I've also heard some people say like, I am so out of shape.
Yeah.
I can't start.
Sure.
Working out until I get you
hear
know
it
what I'm
often.
talking about?
I hear it
Yeah.
often.
What is your recommendation for that?
Is if you haven't gone in shape by now, you're not going to do it on your own. So there's no better day than one day or day one to start. So start now. I hear it all the time is, I got to get in shape first before I come to Temple Challenge.
Right.
I also have a machine. It's called a Fit 3D machine that people scan themselves. And they're like, I want to get in shape before I do my scan. If you haven't done it yet, you're most likely not going to do it on your own. So there's no better time than today. You're never too far gone. That's what I tell people. It sounds like something you're getting from your psychiatrist, but you're never too far gone in the fitness world either. Just start. You can start small. You're not going to be embarrassed. People aren't going to make fun of you. They're not going to be like, remember when that girl was really fit? And now she's not. Mm-hmm. If that's the group class you're going to, find a different one because it's not supposed to be something that's like a judge zone. But again, start today. It's not any. So if you're hearing this and you need to start, do it today.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe even like 20 minutes, maybe. Like,
yeah, you don't have to go. People think this magic number of an hour is in their mind, but you don't have to do that. You can even break it up throughout your day. Say you got to do 30 minutes 3 times a week. Let's just say that. Let's say in your day on today, I could have broken it up and do 3 sets of 10 minutes. So I did 10 minutes of squats, push-ups, dips, and walking, and the next 10 minutes I'm going to do core. And then later at night, I have 10 more minutes. I'm going to do 10 minutes of something else. So you could break it up, too. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes consistently. There's always time in your day. Even if when you wake up, you have 5 minutes, 3 minutes. 10 push-ups are better than doing none.
Right.
10 squats are better than doing none. So there's always trying to help your health. People, when they're younger, and you can define younger, whatever that age is for you, they chase so much of wealth. They're trying to work all the time. They're trying to do all this. But all that wealth later, if you don't take care of your health, is going to be spent on your health anyways. So you might as well take care of your health today. And that way you don't have to chase all that wealth you just made with your health.
Right. Sometimes I think about it like, they say to brush your teeth for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But even if you can't brush your teeth for 2 minutes, you don't not brush them. You might
That's
brush
right.
them for like 30 or seconds or something.
Yeah.
But you always like, at least I hope, do it,
Yeah.
like
Right.
even if you can't do that like full recommended 2 minutes, just as long as you
Do it.
like at least do it. Like
That's the same for fitness.
yeah, that's
And
kinda
you don't
what
have 30 minutes, 20 minutes, then you have 10 or you have 4. A Tabata's 4 minutes long. 20 on, 10 off for 4 minutes. That's considered a workout. And I think each person our day may have 2 to 4 minutes where they're like, oh, I could do something here. Whether that's a wall sit or picking up, you don't have weights, but you have water bottles, doing some curls with those. There's always something we can do. You're always going to find what you're looking for. So if you're going to tell yourself you don't have the time to work out, you're going to literally find that you don't have the time to work out. So tell yourself, yeah, I do have 4 minutes in my day that I could do something for me, my health, and make that a priority. You just have to tell yourself that.
Even I know people that listen to podcasts when they work out.
Listen to podcasts. Listen to this podcast. Listen to whatever it might be.
Speaking of podcasts.
Speaking of podcasts, listen to this one.
Listen to this one.
Listen to this one. Get a little
motivate
motivation
yourself.
for you. But
That's
you could do
funny.
whatever. You could listen to a book that's on there. You could watch TV. You could watch Netflix. And it's not Netflix and chill. It's Netflix and fitness. But you could do that too. You could even people like to reward themselves. Oh, I did this. I can now go eat ice cream. That's a little spotty of doing that. But if it works for you, just remember, don't cancel out what you just did with what you're about to eat.
Right. Is there anything about fitness or nutrition that you think people are missing, or that you'd like them to know, or you think they overlook?
I think we overcomplicate things, but that's not necessarily their fault. I think that in our world today, we have so many at the click of our hands. We can type in any question we want to Google, or whomever, ChatGPT or Siri or whatever it might be. And there's so many answers to one question. And if you type in, what is the best workout for me? And there's like 12 things that come up because that person pays more money for their company to be at the top, right? And so it's complicated because we don't actually know what to do. Oh, if I drink honey in the morning, it's supposed to start my metabolism. Or if I drink this tea or in the morning, it's everywhere. Do we know what works? We had to find what works for the person. And that's why one exercise program like mine may not be the answer for you, or same with when it comes to eating, one diet plan is not going to work for you. So when it comes to my Hot Flashes group, they're all different. They're all different needs. They're all different physicality levels. And so you have to really meet the person, again, where they are. And so what I think people are missing is just go back to the simple ways. Think about it. America today is a lot less unhealthy. It's way more unhealthy than it used to be. So if we go back to eating in smaller meals, not necessarily big or supersize me meals, then that is one thing that used to work for us back in the day. We can really eat kind of whatever we want, not necessarily, but kind of what we want if we do it in a moderational form. So we don't have to make this complicated. There's so many things on the market now for weight loss, and I know a lot of people are going that route, and if it works for you, then great. But just be careful with anything that you're doing.
Right. I'd love to know your thoughts about like keto. Some people I hear say like, grains are okay, but then like there's these people that love keto. What are your thoughts about?
Yeah, I think what works for you is what works for you, but complex carbs, I say that because simple and complex carbs are two different things. We have, the cakes, the potato chips, the sugaries.
The good stuff.
The stuff people love versus like complex. You got the oatmeal, you got the whole wheat noodles, you got the whole wheat breads, and quinoa, that kind of stuff. But I think they get a bad rep for being just a carb. When we need carbs to have energy if you need that in your life. And I think majority of people do. Your hair has to grow, your organs have to function, so your BMR. I think keto works for people if that's what you're trying to do, but whatever can be sustainable over time. If that's something you can withstand and you can hold on to throughout your life, then great. Same with Weight Watchers. I know people like, because you just count points and you can just eat a normal food in a window. Intermittent fasting, people are into that. You eat a certain amount of calories and a certain amount of
so much that people do.
Like I said, there's so many things.
But
there's also crazy things people will do off TikTok. I'm like, what are you? I don't have TikTok, but people will come to me. What do you think about that cottage cheese and mustard thing? I'm like, no, don't do it.
I honestly feel like people will do anything except work out.
That's right. Thank you. You said it. That's a round of applause. People will do anything for the quick fix, but working out. And that's my job. I get it. My whole life is around working out and knowing what it can do for you. Just the joy of knowing that you built that when your body is a temple. You built that temple. It's so rewarding than if something else is doing that. Because you have control of that. And it's beautiful. So if people look at it as something that they're working on, whether that's through diet and exercise, just thinking you're building it. Think about Legos. You're building these Legos instead of putting other things in your body that are trying to help you enforce that. If you're able to do so.
Yes. I was going to ask you something, but it just like floated.
Oh, it's okay.
It just flittered away.
Nutrition and fitness is a topic that it's endless because it's always changing.
Yes.
It's always changing, and people are always trying to come up with the next fad thing and the next fad exercise or the next fad diet, and all they have to do is put it on the TikTok and people are all over it. I wish people would just go back to what it used to be. It's really taken a turn. I don't say necessarily for the great, because there's so many confusion going on about what to do, and this person's selling this and this person's selling that, and it's exhausting. I would be exhausted if I wasn't educated into it, because I would have no idea. I get thousands of emails a week of people just asking questions, and I want to help people. But again, the number one answer is everybody's different. There's no right answer for you or wrong answer for you. But I promise what's worked in the past for where we are now does work. We just have to give it time. Be patient.
Yeah. I remember I was going to ask you. So I'm sure it's pretty difficult sometimes to change people's relationship to exercise. How do you think there's any way to maybe make exercise more pleasant, or or is there a way that maybe because like you were saying, when you're in school and you're on a sports team, you're like, it's not a job, but you're like expected to show up and stuff. But when you become an adult, you're just like, I'm tired.
People are more successful when they're not being pulled to do something. Right. Some people, because they're like, they go to the doctor and the doctor says, you have to lose 30 pounds. And so if they don't go the weight loss shot or pill, whatever it might be, they go, I have to I have to start working out. Right. So now you're being pulled to do it because it's not something you actually want to do. And so your success rate, or for my program, is always low because you're not something you want to enjoy. So it starts here. It starts with your mentality. You have to change the way you think about it, and don't come every day. If you're someone that doesn't work out normally, don't come visit me every day or the gym every day. Start out with 2 to 3 days a week or something small, one day at home, one day here, and make it something that you can be successful at. Don't set yourself up for failure, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's just set a plan that's realistic. Same with your diet. Don't be like, I had some lady that's in my Hot Flashes class, and she was a drinker, so she drinks a lot. And she's like, I'm going to give up alcohol. And I'm like, well, I wish I could say yes, because that's what I said to everybody else. But since you do drink a lot, let's just cut that in half. Huge success. I mean, we threw movement into her. We cut her alcohol take in half. And like the first month, she was down like 8 to 9 pounds, which is a huge success. Yeah. And then it kept going. Just being realistic with each person and knowing just in moderation, you can have huge success.
I'm sure in January you see a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. And then there's like the second February and Friday in February is like Quitter's Friday or something. Yeah. So those people that start in January have already quit. Yeah. But if they're being pulled to do it. But if it's something that they change their mindset about, you start here first and you're like, I got to do this for myself. Remember, you always have to have a why. And if your why is yourself, you're going to be more successful if so. Think about if you have a why for something, whether that's going to work or whether that is working out, whatever it might be, then you're more likely to want to do it. I mean, if your goal is to just make all the money in the world, you're going to want to work all the time. If you want to have the best health you possibly can have, you're going to be highly driven to working out and movement and eating healthy. So creating a why in your brain would be my first step for somebody.
Yeah, that would, I feel like, be more of like an internal
again, we got to train the brain first before we can even train the body. Train the brain, yeah.
Yeah. Do you do like meditation stuff too?
I like it. I do like things like a gratitude list. So each day, what am I grateful for? Remembering that. I do an I am. Each morning I'll think I am and fill that in. I am grateful. I am confident. I am whatever that might be. So talking positive about yourself to yourself. You can't get away from you. You vacation with you. You go to bed with you. You shower with you. You're in the car with you. You're at work with you. I can go on, right?
No escape.
You can't escape from you. So you have to love yourself. And creating that relationship with you of speaking positive is the first step of doing so.
Well, Stacy, on that note, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I think this is great.
I think we've covered it.
Yeah.
We've been talking for a half hour.
We could keep going for days. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me on here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right, now I'm going to pan out. Well, everybody, this was Stacy Hauser. Thanks for joining me on the podcast, and I'll see you next time.